Good morning. We're just waiting for Coach Sam to come online. Hi. Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
How are you?
You look so
I'm fine,
good.
thank you. Thank you, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. How are you
How
doing?
have I'm fine, thank you. How
You
are
don't
you?
look like you have been fasting, or we need to investigate.
I had just I make up the food I lost during the daytime.
Nice. What's up? I'm
Nothing
happy
much.
to be
How are
here.
you? Thank you
Very
for
well.
agreeing to join us today.
No,
And
anything for me.
thank you very much. Should we
All right.
wait for a while to people to join in, or we should jump into it?
Anything you want. I'm loyal to you.
Ah, I'm honored. Okay, then. So before we start, then once again, apologies for the change in schedule yesterday, and we're back now. What matters is we're here, and we're going to make it up
Yes.
to you by making it very interesting and
Yes.
interactive. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Um, yes, yes, yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you live and direct. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but I'm getting complaint that they can't hear me.
Oh, interesting. I can hear you.
Oh, I probably maybe that's fine then. All right, then. Should we start?
Let's take off.
Let's take
They
off.
will
All right,
join.
then.
Yes, sir.
They will join and they can catch up later because we're going to post it after the
Yes.
session. Okay, then. So, good morning, all. As some of you know, my name is Sally Hart, and today we are blessed with the presence of Samuel Obafemi, popularly known as Coach Sam. And by the end of the day, you're going to know why we call him Coach Sam. So yes, let me just give a brief intro about our guest. So Coach Sam is a man of many talents, very versatile. He, he is the first cool story. He's the first Nigerian certified anger mastery coach and therapist from Century Anger Management Institute in US. He's also a certified peak performance business and life coach from NCFE in UK, a certified master NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, and a mental health advocate, and manager and owner of SOPCA, which is Samuel Obafemi Behavioral Change Academy, where he put all his expertise into amazing work such as stress management, anger management, emotional intelligence, life coaching, our very own Oprah. Well done, well done, well done, well done. These are just the few I'm going to name because he has a computer science background elsewhere, but we'll go there today.
Wow. Wow. This is
Yes.
the most comprehensive introduction I've had in a while. You've done a good job.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. You've done really well. And you need to be reminded of this constantly because you did an amazing job. And I really, really look up to you. And
Wow.
I always enjoy opportunities where I get to pinch in your brain because you spit wisdom. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Wow.
Thank
That's
you. Thank
cool.
you very much.
Thank you, Salia.
So Coach Sam is going to be talking to us about the topic of the day. And he's going to give us a general oversight and for a few minutes, and later on he can take a few questions if you have the time. And let's make this an interactive session. Feel free to ask questions and all of that. And I'll hand over to Coach Sam. So I'm just going to type and pin down the topic of the day on the screen so people that are joining can see.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm just going to do that. Feel free to start, Coach Sam. The floor is all
Thank
yours.
you. My one and only Salihat. You're
Thank
just
you very
an awesome soul. Thanks a lot for hosting me. Thank you for your faith. I followed, I've followed your work since we met. And I like that you're taking it, with all the energy that you require. Fantastic. Thanks
Thank you
for
very
keeping
much.
your beauty and your brains. We are grateful
Wow.
to you. And
Thank
thanks to the chief nurse for grooming you, to become an intimidating soul.
That's mommy.
Yes, the one and
She's
only
watching us
mommy.
right now.
I can imagine. She's mother here. She has to be around somewhere.
Yes, so.
So it's an honor to be on your platform. And today we're talking about kindness, how to be a kind soul, how to demonstrate kindness, which for me is the most powerful emotion that is evident, that is evident of love. Kindness is the most powerful emotion. And it's a very good thing that you decided to talk about how kindness can improve the mental health of our society. So let me quickly define two things. I would like to define kindness, and then I'd like to define mental health.
Thank
Let me
you.
start with the most familiar one, mental health. Mental health is a state of mind, is a
Okay.
place, is a point in your state of mind where you are able to master your emotions and your behavior. And for people to be mentally well, four things are very essential, very, very essential. The first thing that is very essential is that people must know their boundaries, they must know their capabilities, they must know the areas which they don't have the strength or the awareness or the competencies to do. That's the first thing that makes you mentally well. You must be able to say no where it matters and not feel bad
That's
about
very
it.
hard.
Yes, you must be able to know that, oh, I wish I could do this, but I can't. You must be able to tell yourself the truth about the competencies and capacities you have. That's the first sign that you're mentally well. A mentally well person can tell you, I can't help you. And it's not out of wickedness, it's out of the fact that they know their boundaries. You know that you don't have the financial capacity to do what people want you to do. You don't have the mental capacity to do what people want you to do. You don't have the physical capacity to do what people want you to do. You don't have the social capacity. So when you know your boundaries, you're actually demonstrating mental well-being. It's very important. Number two is that you must develop adequate coping mechanisms for stress, because by nature, life is meant to stress us. It is from stress that we get results. In basic physics, elementary physics, they tell us that movement can only be achieved from friction, which means that there has to be some level of stress on you for you to make progress in become the presence of death. The presence of stress should not become the presence of death. So what that means is you must be able to know how to cope. The presence of stress should not be the presence of death. So you should be able to learn, how do I cope with my daily life stress? How do I regulate stress? You cannot remove stress. You cannot delete stress. Another sign that you are levels that you are facing. That's another sign. Mentally well is that sign of mental time you say you're doing something, you're actually making progress, visible progress. So the third sign of mental well-being is that you are productive and fruitful. You are not just being activity. You're not just doing activity. Now, the fourth sign, which is the last sign of being well, is that you are able to build and grow functional, healthy relationships. A sign that you're mentally well is that the relationships you are in are building you and you are building them. Because many of us have found ourselves in toxic relationships that have over time drained you and exposed you to mental problems. And some of us are actually the toxic ones, draining people's energies all over the place. So these are critical definitions in mental health. If you want to know your mental well-being, just benchmark against 4 things. 1, am I able to say no when I can and when I should? Number 2, am I coping well with stress? Number 3, am I being productive, getting things done? And number 4, am I within healthy relationships? These 4 definitions are very elemental. Then let's talk about kindness. What is kindness? Now, I don't know the English definition of kindness, but from my experience, feelings and experiences. That is my definition of kindness. When you pause to think, how is this person going to feel? How can I help this person? How can I, if I were in this person's shoes, how would I feel about this thing? For me, that is a point of kindness. And kindness looked to me like a lot of empathy. Because for you to be kind, you must place the other person as much as where you are. So kindness is a behavior where we think about the impact of what we do in other people's lives. It has dealt with a lot of people. And because of the way life has dealt with a lot of people, many people now are focusing on just themselves. You know what, let me just hustle for myself and everybody will be all right. Which is not bad in itself. But guess what? There is a proverb that says the well-being of a tree is the well-being of the bird. Which means that the well-being of the people in your circle, in your life, directly or indirectly impacts on your own well-being. So it's an advantage for you to be kind to the people that you meet, because you really don't know how it will impact on you in return. So the well-being of the people around us directly contributes to our well-being. There's another quote that says, the one-eyed man in a blind land is also blind. So, if you think you are rich, you are wealthy, you're doing well, and everybody around you is poor, you're already a poor person, because the long-term impact of your wealth is that you're going to become poor. So there are several implications of not being kind to people around us, because there's also that law of retributory justice. So kindness is very, very, very critical. But how can we build kindness? How can people become kind? Now, depending on the exposure we've had from home, because the first place to learn kindness is your upbringing. The first place to learn kindness is your upbringing. If from home you were not groomed to be kind, you may not understand kindness. Some have been trained to be harsh, to be sharks, to be takers, to be grabbers. So kindness to them is difficult to comprehend. That is understandable.
So now, kindness is like a learned behavior then?
Yes, all behaviors are learned. Everything we do is actually learned. So, and kindness is one of it. And the first place to learn kindness is from your home, your upbringing. The second place to learn kindness is our environment. So if, for instance, you learned kindness from your home, where you were groomed or where you were raised, when you go out to the outer society, like your boarding school, like your tertiary education, like your workplace, like your religious circles, like your estate, anywhere outside your home, you are actually becoming a contributor to kindness as a narrative. If you did not learn kindness from home and you go to the outer or the wider society, you begin to see what kindness looks like, and it becomes a battle in your mind, because the first things that we do as humans is that we hold on to what we learn from home. We hold on to what we learn from home. So if I didn't learn kindness from home, I think other people are wrong, because to me, you don't understand how to live life. The normal is what we learn from home. Which means that one of the ways to learn kindness is to first task yourself to go into an uncomfortable narrative or an uncomfortable trait. Learning a new thing is a lot of work. So those that have not learned kindness may not even agree that they are not kind enough, which will bring them to a point of conflict with kind people, because they'll be seeing kind people as soft, as sissies, as weaklings,
Yeah.
and they want to trample on them. So over time, it takes a lot for you to learn kindness if you did not learn it from. That's why the home is the very, very important place to learn kindness from. Parents who are listening must task themselves to imbibe kindness in their children, because when they go out, they hardly believe that they are not kind. They just believe that other people are weak. Now, for some people who are lucky or gracious enough to be open-minded to learn about kindness, they begin to see that I can actually be kind. I can actually do things softer. I can actually be more considerate. I can actually be more sensitive to other people. I can actually show care. That is what happens in the wider society, and then they begin to learn. So this is the second thing. The third place of learning kindness is our personal experiences. When we come out from our upbringing and we have not been kind enough, and then we now suffer the consequences of not being kind. Because the thing about life is that life is a leveler. You will come and encounter situations in life where it will be clear feedback to you that if you were only kind, you would have enjoyed this or that benefit or that opportunity. So life has a way of teaching us what we have not learned. Everybody learns from life. Whether you like it or not, life will show you the consequences of your behavior. Ho-ha. Now, when your life experiences pop up and it shows the consequences of not being kind, then you begin to learn how to be kind. So, in what ways can kindness impact on mental health? Because our mental health is so critical, what everybody looks out for is positive energy. There is nobody that does not respond to love over time. Nobody. No matter how tough you are, if somebody consistently shows you love, one day you will respond. Now, what that means is if we begin to demonstrate kindness, even to the unkind looking people, over time, they will reciprocate. Because they will begin to learn that, I don't understand why this person is showing me this kindness, but let me begin to. So they begin to shift ground gradually, until they begin to respond with kindness too. And that impacts on mental health, because I found that one of the biggest ways that people heal from mental exposures and vulnerability is communal fellowship. Whenever there is communal support, communal cooperation, people heal faster from mental health. Why do people suffer from mental health? It's rejection, isolation, stigmatization. That's what makes people suffer from mental health. But people who have been accepted and guided and helped, they recover faster from mental health problems. That's why when people come to us for maybe to report a substance use problem or a mental health problem, we normally tell them, don't judge the person suffering from mental health. And don't put a this or that condition. Because some people say, if you want us to maintain you in this family, if you want us to keep spending on you, you must behave in so way. No, you don't give rules to people that are suffering from mental health. You accept them first. It's in the acceptance that they will reciprocate by cooperating with you. Let me tell you a typical real life story. My best friend is a lecturer in, in a Federal College of Education in Pangshin.
Okay.
So one day he was listening to my work and he gave me a feedback. He said there's this guy in his class whom he's been lecturing for about 2 years, 2 academic years. He said the guy came from, I don't know if he comes from a very wealthy family in Jos. And his family had threatened to disown him because he uses substance. He uses a lot of substance. And his family threatened to disown him. When he came to school, to that college, many lecturers despised him. And he was being called different names. They were labeling him different nicknames because of the things he was doing. But my best friend unconsciously just liked the boy. He said he didn't have any reason. He just liked the boy. He wasn't stigmatizing the boy. He was not despising the boy. He was listening to the boy. The boy felt comfortable around him. Now, my friend doesn't use substance. My friend doesn't even understand what mental health is. But he just found that he liked the boy. He said by the end of the second year, the boy came to him and told him, "Sir, you are the first person that has accepted me in the last 2 years.
Wow.
And because of you, I want to start changing my behavior." My best friend said he was confused. He didn't understand what the boy meant. He didn't understand what that implied, but he was touched that this boy decided to change his lifestyle because of the kindness of my best friend. Meanwhile, my best friend was not even aware what he was doing. It was just an unconscious behavior. So that's what happens with kindness. Kindness is a powerful instrument to converting people from a substance use behavior to a better behavior. Now, kindness is also as powerful to help people improve on their mental health, which means people can decide to become better at what they are and what they do because of kindness. Kindness has the capacity to change people's neural patterns, to move from intentional vice and intentional misbehavior to intentional productivity and intentional well-being. Is a very powerful tool. Kindness is why a lover will stop cheating on another lover because the lover has been kind enough. Kindness is why a child will stop throwing tantrums and being irresponsible because the parents have been kind enough. Kindness is why an employee will say, "You know what, my employer is too kind to me. I can't continue behaving like this. I need to start performing well." Kindness is why an employer will stop cheating on an employee because the employees have been kind enough to the employer. Kindness can change anything. And if you ask me, kindness is right at the foundation. Kindness is the way we demonstrate love. If you want to show me you love me, just be kind. Simple. And that is the powerful pull that kindness has on mental health. Because people can stop feeling vulnerable, people can stop feeling weak, people can stop feeling exposed, people can stop feeling like they have lost everything when there is kindness flowing from people to them. Kindness is powerful.